Ooh. Grab your friends, it's time to vibe. Come together, feel that rise. Watch the game while the beat flows. At the sports bar where anything goes. Laughter and joy, we're in the zone. On the swivel at the sports bar. Cheering loud, feeling like a star. Good times, laughter and every score. On the swivel, come back for more. Come back for more. Tasty treats and soulful sounds. Feel the rhythm is where joy's found. With every cheer we come alive. Come on in, let's thrive and jive. In this moment we find our groove. On the swivel at the sports bar. Cheering loud, feeling like a star. Good times, laughter and every score. On the swivel, come back for more. Ooh, come back for more. Ooh, come back for more. Tasty treats and soulful sounds. Feel the rhythm, it's where joy's found. Ooh, with every cheer we come alive. Come on in, let's thrive and jive. In this moment we find our groove. Ooh, on the swivel at the sports bar. Cheering loud, feeling like a star. Good times, laughter and every score. On the swivel, come back for more. Swing on by, don't miss the fun. At the sports bar, the best begun. Ooh, come back for more. 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 Come back for more.
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Mr. Payne, how you doing?
All right, man. What's happening?
Oh, same old, man. Just
Hanging in there?
enjoying life. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. Hey, listen, man. Let's welcome aboard, man. Listen, I'm gonna be a handicapped, man. I got tennis elbow. How's that for sport? I had to go to I had to go to urgent care. Man, you know, it'd be nice if I was talking about playing sports, but the truth of the matter is, like when I'm in bed, right, I'm fooling around with my cell phone. So I have like some games and you have to hit buttons and shit like that.
Right.
But the way my elbow was positioned, there was like no support, right? So I'm like, it's kind of like carpal tunnel syndrome. So I had my elbow. That's what they told me. Yeah, the joints got inflamed and started pinching on the nerves, and it hurts like hell, man.
Is that right? Did it just pop up all of a sudden, or
No, it was a gradual, and I kept ignoring it. Like, it'll go away, man. Let me lift a couple of weights or something. But I didn't know that was the cause of it. So then it just hit a crescendo, and then there was no position I could put my arm in that wasn't painful.
Oh man! So what did they do for you? I mean, you don't have to have any surgery, do you?
Well, hopefully not. Well, they gave me a patch. You get a patch and some anti-inflammatories to take, and we'll see how that works. Now, like I have to use my left hand to control everything and stuff, and and that's tough case take getting used to, because if I use my right hand, just using the clicker, exacerbates the situation, like moving the mouse around and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So yeah, man.
because everything is right-handed, right? So
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
man, I'm telling you. So I mean, if I feel like yesterday was at a 10, right? And that's why I went to urgent care. Yeah, I was. I said, man, you know what? I can't. I gotta forget the macho shit, man. I gotta go. I gotta go see
yeah,
somebody.
you got to take care of that, man. So I guess maybe the next step would be they could give you an injection or something, and
Well,
then
they could give me an injection. I had some medicine that would interact with, and
okay,
so they couldn't give me an injection. So I got this patch, and it actually is little working. A couple of like a Tylenol,
uh-huh,
650 with a higher dose. I don't take it that often. I just use the patch. Only this is the second time I used one yesterday. I put one on today, and it's supposed to last like 8 hours. But I'm not going to overdo it. But I can tell, like, if yesterday was a 10, today is like 8.5.
and that's still pretty bad, man. You
Yes,
know,
yes,
yeah,
yes, yes,
that's
yes,
if
yes.
it was a 10, you get some of that icy hot or something, man. Put on it, man. That's crazy. That's
Oh
crazy,
man,
man. So
yeah. So yeah,
tennis elbow. So that's what they
that's
describe
what
it
they
as.
call it. Yeah,
Okay.
it essentially is another form of just carpal tunnel syndrome. You know,
Right, right. Just move,
so
yeah, moved up one joint, I guess,
yeah,
from the
absolutely.
wrist and the hand to the elbow. Yeah.
And I'm saying, man, what the hell is this? So I'm giving this is the second day. Like yesterday I went in, and so today I'm just kind of see if I don't feel better by I mean I think it's going to linger for a while, but you could tell gradually if you can start doing more stuff without a lot of pain.
Yeah. Well,
So that's
the
where I'm at.
silver lining might be, if this lasts for a few weeks, is that you'll develop your left hand skills, man.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, you know what, man? I'm better than I thought I would be.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I'm better. But then I realized I use my left hand for a few things anyway. You know.
yeah, yeah.
Anyhow, man.
Well,
So back to the little sports thing. So I'd like to say, since they call it tennis elbow, I have the bona fides to talk sports. I got I,
there you
I
go.
got tennis elbow. Shoot.
And you could even call it yeah, pickleball elbow, man.
Yeah,
That's the thing these days,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Anything. So man, I got something for you. Listen, Shannon Sharp and Ocho had a conversation the other night. If we're going to talk a little bit of football, right? We ain't there yet. But Ben Roethlisberger came on and said that Rodgers was better than Patrick Mahomes in his prime. So here's a conversation.
Ben Roethlisberger felt compelled to recently weigh in on whether he'd rather have Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes on his team. Well, I would take Aaron in his prime over Patrick now. I think Aaron Rodgers' prime was one of the few to ever do it, and so Patrick is at his prime. Patrick Mahomes is just entering out of his prime, I think. Does Ben realize how utterly ridiculous he sounds?
Yeah, but obviously, he's gonna go with it with someone a little
contemporary.
Bit right, exactly. Someone a little closer to him, despite the success, the early success in the early career that Patrick Mahomes has had. Obviously, Ben knows how great Pat is, but obviously Aaron Rodgers was special despite not being able to have the number of Super Bowls, only having one. But if you look at Aaron,
Ben Roethlisberger felt compelled to recently weigh.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah,
Yeah, I lost the connection
yeah,
there for a
man.
second.
There's some things going wrong up there too. Yeah, there's a few things going on over here over my internet. So this thing is just on repeat for a second.
Okay.
Let me get that back. Hold on for a second. All right. Anyway, we're back. Let me share this and so you can see it. Yeah, man. We had some internet problems here too. So I mean, it's a whole bunch of things going on, man. So tennis elbow, can't use my other hand, all that stuff. Anyway, man. So we're back. So what do you think, man? Now, Ben Roethlisberger said that out of his prime, coming out of his prime, because Mahomes is going to be 29. He says between 20 and 29, and Rodgers in his prime, he says Rodgers was better. And if by no calculations of all this stuff, it was Rodgers better. You know, I mean, this is just a clip I used on this thing. But if you listen to the whole interview, I thought I would have had the whole the interview. I mean, if you look at Patrick Mahomes' numbers in his real early prime, right, all the way up until where he's at now, almost 30, he's got 3 Super Bowls. He's won 20 out of 24 playoff games. He's got 2 MVPs in the Super Bowl. He's got an MVP, got 2 MVPs in outside, regular season. Rodgers only has 1 Super Bowl, 4 MVPs, and so I don't even see how if you're just looking at rings, it doesn't compare. Yeah. So what do you think?
So I think that certainly Rodgers was a phenomenal quarterback in his prime.
No doubt about
it. 10 years ago, no doubt. And I think an argument can be made if you discount. I know you can't really discount the championships, the Super Bowls, and all, but Rodgers played in 2, right? He won 1, played in 2. Like you said, he won 4 MVPs, which is also phenomenal. Plus, Rodgers played in some, 2-3 games a year was pretty inclement weather up there in Green Bay. So one could argue that Rodgers is as good, or they're equal, or he's better. One could argue. I could see that argument.
Is that the same argument with LeBron and Michael Jordan?
Whole ring.
Well, just think about the argument, though, right?
Yeah.
Is the rings really the most important thing or not? Or because even if you talk about MVPs, you got 2 to 4. Rodgers had 4, he has 2. But then you talk about MVPs as a Super Bowl, or if you talk about how many playoff games, right? Rodgers played in 22, and he's like 12 and 10. My man played in 24, and he's 20 and 4.
Yeah.
And these are both. Let's just compare primes. Now, Rodgers has been out of his prime for maybe 5 years now, maybe a little longer. But Mahomes, now, what Roethlisberger says, Mahomes is coming out of his prime because he's been in the league for a little while, but he's only going to be 30 this season. So it's conceivable between 30 and 37, he can get 2 or 3, at least maybe 2 more Super Bowls. Right? Maybe 2 more MVPs. It's very possible if his team kind of shows up with what was wrong with them last year.
Yeah. But as far as getting the numbers that speaking of Mahomes, as far as getting the numbers that he had 3-4 years ago, is probably not likely because the last 2 years his numbers have declined. So even if they just level off, his numbers will be averaged over the next 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, but let's just say if they are, right. Let's just say over the next 7 years he does win a couple of Super Bowls. Whatever team he has, you could almost say outside of his prime, you might even be able to compare that with Rodgers in his prime if he wins a few Super Bowls and a couple of MVPs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but Rodgers, you know what? I think Ben was throwing Rodgers a bone since he's in Pittsburgh now.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I hadn't thought about it from that standpoint.
That's the only standpoint I can see. You're old timer like me, and now I'm gonna give you a bone because you're on my team now, buddy.
Right.
So that's how I see it.
Yeah. So what was Shannon's reaction? Because
Shannon was saying I should have just used the regular. I clipped it trying to learn something. So I only had a minute. The full, it was like 3 or 4 minutes long. But Shannon was saying, man, Roethlisberger lost his damn mind. He said, "Crazy. What the hell are you talking about? Blah blah blah." Man,
Yeah, yeah.
Mister 19-year-old girl himself. You know.
Right, right. But to the point that you're making about the relationship that Roethlisberger now has with Rodgers, I
Right.
guess I guess
It makes a little sense.
yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But I guess with Shannon Sharp, he's got a somewhat of a loose relationship with Rodgers because his brother played with him, right? Then his brother, what's his brother's name?
Sterling.
Sterling Sharp. Didn't he play with Rodgers, or was it just Favre?
I, I I don't know.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he may have.
You might have overlapped a little bit.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah. So there might be that loose
Well,
connection.
even if he didn't, he was on the team with him because
Yeah,
Roger sat for a while.
yeah, true.
Didn't he? Right? He sat
Yeah,
for a
he
while.
did. He sat for 2, 3 years. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah. No,
anyway,
that's an interesting debate. It really is.
I
But
mean, and it's a debate about amongst greats. It's like one of
yeah,
those debates. Listen, I always compared it to LeBron James, even though he's not as good or he'll ever go down as good as Michael Jordan. Nobody gives him credit for going to 8 straight championship games. See, series.
yeah.
I think that's crazy.
No, it is. It is.
Nobody mentions it because he like won maybe 3 out of that 8, but he
Hmm.
was in a championship series 8 years in a row.
Yeah.
And all of those teams weren't that good.
Right. And
You
then the
know,
one year, what he averaged, 37 points a game.
oh man, so he's not Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan went to 6, won 6, and never had to play more than 6 games.
Yeah.
A lot of people leave that one out. He never went 7 in the championship.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my man. Here's the American white guy. This guy is good, man. I tell you, he is absolutely good. He's gonna have a great career if he doesn't get hurt. So I
Yeah.
got a couple of you haven't seen him? Have you seen him play a little bit, Cooper Flag?
Yeah. At Duke, I haven't seen him in the
Well,
rookie league or the
yeah.
summer league.
Well, they just started.
Here's Cleveland up
Yeah.
top, 10 on the shot clock. Flag driving baseline, got it in one. Count it. Was just a little bit. Watches not Carter Bryant. This possession. Lewis
Oh yeah.
starts on the left side of the
He
basket
does
and
have
hangs
some
in the air
handle.
long enough to get that thing to the other side. Cooper Flag walks into the 3 and he laces it. Sideline out of bounds. Here's Flag, guarded by Carter Bryant. Big man in the drop. Flag raises up. Man, good looking jumper from mid range. Nembhard pulls it out. Flag with the left this time. Great control with the left hand. Really impressive with the seams.
So
How you concentrate on your follow through.
my thoughts on Cooper Flag
Hold
is
on, hold on,
Flag
hold
the
on.
flag
yeah,
of a new
Yeah.
generation in Dallas. And Cooper Flag flying charter here. Yeah, it's his first real moment to have one of these. Still has a lot left in the tank. Here's Flag.
I
Go ahead,
think
what you say?
I think the Dallas Mavericks should keep him out of the summer league at this point.
Why you say?
Yeah. You
Did he get
don't
hurt?
want him twisting an ankle, breaking an ankle, whatever. He doesn't need to be showcasing in the summer league.
Well, listen, I think that and they're going to probably do what you say, but they want him. He's got to get a feel for the pros, right?
Yeah.
A little bit. I mean, but you can't protect a guy from getting hurt, right? He's certainly not Zion Williamson,
Mhm.
but he got to play a little bit, right? So I hear what you're saying, but yeah, you can't play scared, right?
Yeah.
I
And
don't know. I hear what I'm not going to argue against what you're saying, but yeah, you can't protect players.
right. And at least it's somewhat of a controlled run because if he's not there in the summer league, he's going to be playing somewhere, going back to Duke and playing or whatever, against some of the guys there, and you never know what may happen. So, yeah,
He's going to have to play ball somewhere. There's no
yeah,
doubt about it. He's
yeah.
going to play ball.
You can't just condition. You got to play ball 5-on-5.
Yeah.
But my son and I were having this
Okay.
conversation about Cooper Flag, right? Grew up in the state of Maine, right?
Okay.
So had he not gone to Duke and he went to out of high school, he went to the University of Maine. Would the NBA have found him? Would he have been the number one pick in the draft had he gone to the University of Maine for 2, 3, 4 years?
Probably not, but I think they would have found him. I think they would have found him, but he probably, I mean, what's a bigger spotlight than Duke?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it mattered. I mean, the Duke mattered. I mean, but they would have found him. This is what scouts are supposed to do. Let's put it to this way. How do you find a Shea Gilchrist Alexander?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I can't even think. Where did he go to school? I can't even think.
That's what I'm telling you. Yeah, how do you find these guys? That's what I pay you for as a scout. Man, let me tell you, if I was a scout who found them in Maine and brought them to the NBA, I'd probably have a job for a long time.
Exactly.
Yes,
You find the diamonds in the rough.
You did. Well, that's what I pay you for. That's what I be telling those guys. You say, I want to raise. Well, you just did your job. You don't get nothing extra. Now, I wouldn't say that. You find me a Cooper flag. You my boy for a long time.
Right. Very, very true. Well, you bring up SGA, and it's crazy. I can't even think of where he went to school, but
I never
he signed a contract for what, $60 million a year?
71 million a year.
What's the NBA coming to?
Listen, if they have that money to spend, that tells you that people are spending money on leisure. No matter what they're saying about the economy, these owners not doing this unless the revenue is there from the TV contracts and people are spending money on entertainment, or else they couldn't offer this stuff.
Yeah, it's just crazy, man, because wouldn't a guy play just as hard for $7 million a year?
Here you go again, man.
And I'm not trying to be a hater or sound like a hater because
that's not hating. That's not hating. That's like liberalism, man. Come on, that's not how the world works. Because of course, if 7 million was the yardstick, the guys would pay for it. But that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Let me put it to you this way. Let me ask you the question this way. If the owners of the NBA were making the billions that they're making, but were only offering the top players 7 million, we'd have another conversation.
That's true. That is very true. But what would happen in that case? So let's say the owners are making the billions like they're making now.
Right.
The top number is 7. But what would happen, Rich, is you and I would benefit.
How would we benefit?
The courtside tickets wouldn't be 3,000.
No.
They'd be 300, and you and I could afford to go to the game.
Oh no, you're wrong. Because
you and I could go to the game now.
No, brother, right? You're wrong. You're doing your math wrong. Because what we said was that the owners are making what they're making now, and they're only offering the players 7 million. Our ticket prices doesn't go to the players; it goes to the owners' revenue and their money, and they split off a piece for the players. That's collectively bargained, right? The players' salaries are high because they collectively bargained that 51 or 49% of the revenue goes to the players.
But
but you're saying, well, so hold on. So out of the 100% of revenue that's generated, if they were only making 7 million apart, then the split would be more like 85 to 15. But our ticket price would remain the same. It's not based on the player's salary. It's based on how much the owners are making.
But the ticket revenue is a small portion of that overall revenue.
No, but that's not you're still missing the point. You can't separate the ticket prices from the revenue that comes from the TVs and all that in this fashion. The owners we pay the owner's salary. We pay the owners for their business. That's who we're paying. The owners cut off a piece for the players. That doesn't change the price of the tickets.
But the TV revenue and the sponsorships would still be the same. That money's still coming in. The ticket money, even as it is right now, is a drop in the bucket. So the owners could afford to reduce the courtside tickets from $1,000 or $2,000 a piece.
You know what?
Down to $300 or $400.
I hear what you're saying, but that's not how business works. The
Oh
only
man,
I hear you're trying to separate and say, well, since most of your money comes from these other sources, give
yes,
us a break on the ticket prices.
precisely.
Well,
Give us
hold
the
on,
fan.
but here's your argument. They could do that right now. Since the bulk of the money they're paying the players are not coming from those ticket prices, it's coming from TV revenues and all that. They could still do that and give us
They,
a break on the tickets if you don't think tickets are that valuable to them.
they could, yeah, they certainly could do it now.
They
But the
could do it
reason they
now.
don't is because those courtside seats are full of,
Yeah, but it's still a drop in the
corporate
bucket.
folks.
It's still a drop in the bucket
Yeah,
to their overall revenue.
it is. It definitely
Yeah,
is. But
so
you and
your
I,
point.
well, I won't speak for you, but I can't afford. I would love to have
What you mean?
courtside.
You know the guy. You know I ain't going to no damn game for no $1,000 to look at these bums run
I
up and
would
down the
love to be
street.
able to take my family to, one game a year
Yeah,
and
you
sit
can.
courtside with my feet on the court, my
Yeah,
feet on the wood.
if you win a lottery ticket, yeah. Or you go to the Timberwolves playing Charlotte, not Charlotte, but
Charlotte,
Charlotte. Yeah, you go
there
to
you
that
go.
game, you can probably get a courtside seat. Charlotte and
Right at the last
Sacramento,
minute. Yeah, yeah,
in the middle of the season, Charlotte, where
right.
both of them are out of it already.
Mm,
So I hear, and it's an interesting debate. I just
mm.
think that we both know that's never going to happen.
Yeah, it won't,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
of course not. Shit, that's not
But
how
but
it is.
that's on my bucket list though, Rich, man, is to take the family to get some courtside seats one day, man. You know, feet
No,
on
I
the
hear you.
floors. Feet on the floors.
Listen, man, go ahead and get $4,000 together. And you know what? Here's Sue. You know what? Why you got to foot the whole bill? You got, your kids are earning money.
Hey,
Okay,
that's true too. That's
you
true
know,
too. But
dude, man.
but you know what? What'll happen
What?
is I'll be enjoying it for those 2 hours while I'm there. The next morning I'll be like, man, why did I cut $4,000 to watch these dudes play, man? You know,
That's right. And then you
that's the
get
problem.
there, you pay $4,000, and the top guy ain't playing. He's on
That's right. That's right.
they don't tell you what they call it. You manage something.
Yeah, workload
Yeah,
management or something. Yeah,
yeah. You know what, man? All right, Angel Reese is breaking out big time.
yeah.
She is her. We may even at some point get WNBA type Bird against Magic kind of thing because of the two players that came out. That thing. But here's what happened to her this year. After she stopped, at first, remember when they started talking about rebounds?
Uh-huh.
Every time she would say, "Oh, you only get these rebounds because you're catching your own rebound."
Hmm.
So a guy on a podcast called the Rebounds, and she instantly trademarked that. She stepped into it. I had the video of it, man. She's talking about, yeah, rebound. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
We
She's smart
trademarked that.
lady. Yeah, smart move.
So yeah, she
Yeah.
stepped right into it and stole it, man. So
Hmm.
she gets her 3, I don't know why I put Sergeant, but the BET Awards, right? Third straight BET Awards. I guess the Athlete of the Year, 9 straight double doubles just so far this season. Right up to the present. She got the RG3 hate. Did you see the 2K thing? What they did with her as a monkey?
I heard about it. I didn't actually see it. I did
And
hear.
I refuse to put it up there. But
Yeah.
RG3 hates her, right?
Hmm.
And he's come out with a couple of bad posts and shit. I'm gonna come back to him a little later. So he to his 8 million viewers or whatever it is, he puts up the post of her as a monkey. He doesn't even put this beside it. He just puts the monkey post up and says, "Well, nobody should be doing this to her." And even though it's true that she hates Caitlin Clark, this shouldn't happen to her. And he was doing like this backhanded cornball shit that he was doing. Everybody's after RG3. Everybody's after this guy.
Yeah.
But there's one group of people who didn't say anything. And I'm going to get back to that too. Okay, I'm going to get to this at the end. Of course, Jason Whitlock, who hated Angel Reese, right? And now he's like, well, maybe I was wrong. And now he's all on her tip too. Jason Whitlock, the most hated black dude in the whole world. I don't know if you ever listened to Jason Whitlock. Actually, I listened to some of the stuff I agree with, so a lot of it I don't.
Yeah, I've heard a little bit of his stuff. Yeah, he's
You know, so and then the sister girls of the WNBA are not only jealous of Caitlin Clark, they're also jealous of Angel Reese for a different reason. Because she's not a dyke, right? That's number one. She's pretty and she flaunts it. Well, let's face it, there's a lot of booger bears in the WNBA. And for all the ones who are stars, they never got this much love. So she's a multimillionaire already, even though her salary is like 80, 90 grand.
right.
You know, and she's just living in it. And she got her own shoe called Diamond Dust. And she's a marketed, they're marketing the hell out of this chick, man. And now I had some highlights of her playing. I don't know, I didn't put it up here. She's got her game together, man. She's got some moves down in the post. She's taking some jump shots. I mean, she's looking good. Her assists are almost double.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the real thing. She knows how to pass that ball out if she don't have the shot. So
After she gets her offensive rebound, how she can pass it out now.
she, instead of trying to get 10 things, but now she's got moves down there. She's actually she's not throwing the ball at the basket the way she used to. She's actually moving. You could just tell the difference in her game. Like she's been working with Lisa Leslie off a lot, and you could tell it's starting to show.
Right.
Lisa Leslie took us and said, man, you know, I saw a little clip. Lisa Leslie said, listen, you can't keep shooting like you don't know how to play the game. This whole thing about missing right under the basket layups, it's just got to stop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she said it just like that. You know, so let's go ahead and work on some moves. Yeah, so there you go. All right, so here's
and the WNBA is, you know, different game than, of course, the NBA. Not for the obvious reason, but with the NBA, as we all know, it's become a 3-point shooting league, whereas the WNBA, if you're a larger woman, you need to have some post moves, take advantage of your size.
Absolutely, and she's a solid 6'3".
Yeah,
I think she needs to get a little bit more leg muscle, though. Yeah, so if it doesn't interfere with her fashionisha, you know, appearance. But she is one good looking lady, though. I gotta give her credit. I mean, she look at the face and say, you know, I can see some blemish, but she's cute overall. There's no doubt about it. You know, she flaunts it a little bit too much for crying. I've been sexualized. You got to stop that, baby. You do a lot of that shit yourself. Anyway, so this is the what you call it. Baseball. I you know what? We're gonna skip over baseball. You know, Big Three. Have you watched any Big Three?
No, not at all.
Man, I tell you what,
saw
man.
it was on Sunday, and I just flipped right over it.
You just flipped right over it.
Huh? Not even 3 seconds of watching.
Hey man, I watched a couple of games. I just like I watched the Unrivaled League. I watched a couple of those games. I think it was 3-on-3 full court. With the WNBA. I watched a little bit of that. You know, Angel Reese also won a championship in that. She was on the championship team.
Okay, I didn't even realize that.
Yep, she was on the champion. So her game and a lot of stuff, and her star powers pick it up. And this year, Caitlin Clark has been hurt a lot. So it's been made. So a lot more room is being made for, you know, people to talk about Angel. Now that her game is up there, it's not hard to do. It's not forced. They don't have to force it. Anyway, so we're into the other.
Refresh my memory. So since talking about Angel Reese, I know Caitlin Clark wasn't on the Olympic team last year.
No, she wasn't.
Was Angel?
No.
She wasn't either. Okay, neither one of them. Okay.
No, neither one of them made the team. But the reasons why Caitlin Clark didn't make it was different than it was just a stupid reason. Yeah. However, you know that the WNBA All-Stars played Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese were on the same team, and they beat
the Olympic team. I do remember that. Yeah.
Did you see that game?
I did see
That
that.
was I thought that was a really good game.
I did see that. Yeah. That
Yeah,
was a surprising outcome. But I
yeah,
couldn't
it was.
remember who was on what team at that point. I do remember that, of course, Caitlin wasn't on the Olympic team, but I couldn't remember whether Angel Reese was
No,
on the
no,
Olympic
she
or the
didn't
All
make it.
Star.
No, she
Yeah.
was on the All-Star, but not that.
Yeah.
But let's put it. I tell you what, that game was a really good game. I said, man,
Yeah.
this is a good game. So Gilbert Arenas, everybody, he was a knucklehead while he played, but his social media presence is growing pretty big.
Hmm.
And some of his stuff is not bad. So his take on what's going on with the WNBA and the fact that he really says that it's not, Caitlin against Angel Reese. It's like the old players can't stand neither one of these girls because they're getting all the accolades.
Out shopping. We thought they lived indoors.
Let me
I
move
say,
it up.
YouTube.
Let me move it up.
But let's just say last year's 2020 class or high school 2020 class, all the girls that came in last year were very important to the WNBA for the first time. And here's one, Juju. She's the next one. There's been a very, very important thing that happened. A shift has happened in the W. And they'd rather talk about these two women not liking or liking each other when it's the WNBA versus them in reality. I mean, if you want black and white America has a hero that they can cheer for that is family friendly, and black America has someone they can cheer for that's family friendly.
Not quite family, but he's gonna fix it.
America friendly.
Yeah.
The American
Wait, the debaucherous culture of America. That
the
was
American dream. That sounds a lot better. So RG3, hey, y'all can keep bumping y'all heads for no reason, man. Sitting there complaining. Who's better, who's not. They both bring something different. One brings style and play in the game. One brings style and charisma and everything that needs for outside the game.
everything he's saying right now is true. One is a fashion model, the other one is a player first. And he's going to get to his point in a second.
Something the WNBA hasn't had in a long time. Someone who actually wants to be sexy and use her sexiness to bring in goddamn viewers. Let's go, Angel goddamn Reese. Okay?
That's true.
And there's a reason they put her on a Reese's Pieces, McDonald's, and all that. She don't care if you're there for her basketball game or not. As long as you're there for her, she gets it.
That's true.
No, Braxton D1. I personally don't give two shits because they're all wrong. Okay? Braxton D1. They're both wrong, sir. Or ma'am. Both. Deuce, both is wrong. You think? Just ask yourself this. You think Asia Wilson, Stewie, all the top tier girls that's won MVPs, all NBAs, all star, defensive player of the year, championships, do you think they like Angel Reese getting her first shoe deal? Her being on McDonald's? Her being on the cover of the 2K? You think they happy about that?
Yeah, let me just stop it for a second. What do you think there? What do you think about that part?
They're probably no, they're probably not because there is a lot of jealousy, envy, in the league, and they're probably not happy with it. No,
And that's what I'm saying. So it wasn't just. So we're getting now. We're transcending the race thing, right? they might have used kind of race was the backdrop was when it was Caitlin Clark, but it was jealousy. Just like it is for Angel Reese. It's just jealousy of all of this attention these girls are getting and didn't even have to put their bona fides out there first, right? People just want to see them.
They black. You think all the black girls out there that's been busting their ass for years, you think they happy? Did they do this? Did any of them say, congratulations, woo, you're on it? Nope. No, they didn't.
And here's the kicker right here.
You don't think Angel Reese wants to be on it? I mean, you don't think Asia wants to be on a cereal box? She's a 3-time MVP. Like, you don't think she's did her dues, but you don't see her cheering. She might not be publicly hating, but she's not cheering. Happy that one of her own is on the WNBA 2K version. One of her own is getting a shoe, signature shoe in their second year, no accolades. I'm just saying. Y'all can see what y'all want to see. Y'all can see reality. Both these girls is hated exactly the same by the rest of the league. They're getting things that these girls fought for that they didn't get. Right? No different when LeBron James came in with $100 million. With 100, you think them niggas like LeBron James coming in the NBA? Fuck no. $100 million, you ain't touch a basketball yet, man. They hated that man.
Yeah, jealousy is a big thing. But you know what? Men's jealousy and women's jealousy is not different. It's different. It's still jealousy, but the way it plays out is different.
So y'all can sit there and run the white and black. No, the black girls, superstars, hate Angel Reese just as much for getting shit that they wanted this whole time. Yeah, that's what I said. Hey, Asia got a shoe, so she's happy. But both these two girls already got signature shoes, and they ain't been in this motherfucker more than 60 games.
He's going to get to this point. I want him to
put it like this, and this is just from experience. When
this is it right here,
you averaging 20, 30, and you are the star, and someone comes in with a bigger name, bigger whatever, and they're getting shit that supposed to be for stars, you're not very happy about that. These girls got to get summer jobs.
All right, so we're going. So again, right? I missed a. So I mean, he's got all the points, and the last point he was going to make, and it's in there somewhere, is that did any of these black girls come out when this dude with like 100 subscribers put out Angel Reese as a monkey? Not one of the girls came out. You know how the black girl magic thing is, man. You say one thing, and if it was a white guy or if it was somebody, you know, they're gonna come. Not one peep. When this guy posted and went viral about her as in the Y2K format as a monkey.
Yeah.
Not one peep. Yeah, not one peep from any of the girls, man. How can that be? No Cheryl Swoops. None of these things were so boisterous. None of the ESPN analysts, none of them. That was crazy. I mean, it did go away. So I don't know, but that was that. I just think Gilbert, he knows he's going to get some flack from the cackling hens for saying what he's saying, but he's absolutely right. Nobody's going to be able to argue him down.
Yeah.
Gilbert
Arenas is a type. He doesn't care.
No.
And he's got that whole mentality. Have you watched the documentary that he stars in? It's called Shooting Guards. It's on Netflix.
No.
It's spectacular, man. Spectacular.
Shooting Guards?
Shooting Guards. It's about that whole thing when he was with the Wizards and he brought
yeah. I know. Okay, that's what that's the double arm throw. Is that what that is?
Perfect name for it, because it was him and Javaris Crittenton. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah. You know what? Gilbert, he survived that, but Crittenton certainly did.
Oh, Crittenton took the brunt of it. And when you watch the documentary, I just watched it 2-3 weeks ago.
I gotta watch that.
Crittenton comes across as a good guy. You know, he comes
Yeah,
across now as a really good guy. You know, that just kind of got caught up in Gilbert's nonsense, right?
yeah,
I would
yeah.
highly recommend it. Highly recommend
No,
it.
no, man. You know what? I should have. I heard something about it, but I didn't even think about it until you just mentioned. I definitely watch it.
Yeah, it's like an hour
Definitely.
and 15 minutes.
Oh, that's
You know, it's
fine.
a
I
short,
mean,
short
yeah,
watch.
that's a short watch for me. As much stuff as I do look at. Anyway, so here's the non-playing ball brother. You know, I tell people this. I don't know, man. I just think there's certain tells when you try to pick a wife. If she's got a sleeve tattoo, you got to do some extra vetting. And the only other thing I would say is if she has a bull nose, a bull ring in her nose. You know, I think, if she's wearing a bull ring, I think you got to do some, you either got to say, well, maybe this is not for a long time, you know?
Hmm.
I just think there's certain tells. So this guy, who's the bull brother who only had a drink of water in the NBA, he marries this chick and he's getting a divorce after just a few days. What she says, I'm pregnant.
Oh, jeez.
That doesn't make any sense to me, right?
Yeah.
So either that he said, well, we're not having a kid, and she lied to him. But the truth of the matter is, and here's one thing, he's got to do a paternity test. But the one thing these chicks, when they got a guy who might have money, that's the one. For a month or two, they're absolutely faithful. Because the bag is not trying to cheat and have somebody else's kid that you could easily find out it ain't yours. That's the bag is having the dude's kid.
That's right. That long term, 20-year type of a thing. You know?
Yeah. I could do without other guys for a couple of months, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know it's your kid because I ain't do nothing. And so when the paternity test comes up, it's going to be his. Just no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to say, you can leave if you want to, but you ain't leaving with everything you got. that's men, men are just so stupid. Yeah, golly, I don't know. I'm glad I escaped. I got married. I'm so glad I
Likewise.
Because it's not like I'm overly intelligent when it came to the girls, man. I think if we got out of there unscathed, man, we're just blessed.
Yes. And
That's it.
very, very few actually come out unscathed, in the way that you're describing unscathed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very few.
And that's exactly how I mean it.
Yeah.
Unscathed.
Unscathed.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Because I can't say how dumb these guys are without admitting to a few stupid shit I did myself.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it didn't work out that way. So once I got hitched, even months before that, I was cool. Anyway, I do have a question to ask you, but I can't ask you while we're on air. Anyway, Klay Thompson, he's still funny. Listen, now I got a question with this. Now he's fooling around with Meg, put a man in jail for 10 years who didn't shoot me, Stallion. And I think it's just a pass through. Because Klay is, he's been around the block, but this doesn't look like a match because he doesn't look like he can handle bad girls, but I think he can.
Mm-hmm.
But as when you look up close to Meg, she's okay. She's always dolled up. She's sexy as hell, but she looks like a demon to me. So I don't know. Good lucky for him.
He's never been married, right, Klay?
No, Klay plays the field. He ain't married.
Yeah.
From I don't even think he has any children. I have never seen him talk about or seen him with any kids either.
Yeah. No
baby mamas, none of that shit. So let's see if that remains. Well, and you know what? Meg don't have no kids either. And just she's been balling, right? So the fact is that no woman gets pregnant by accident. they know what to do not to get pregnant. They all do. You know, it's
Correct.
always a lie that I made a mistake. No, you didn't make a mistake. You might have been careless, but you didn't make a mistake. Anyway, so that was just trivia. You know, I had to throw some trivia out. So he's dealing with Meg Thee Stallion. They both came out. Oh, we're going together. So that's my first question. Over or under 6 months?
I would say, let's see. I would have to say under, because by the time the new NBA season starts in October, that's less than 6 months. So yeah, I'd say under.
Okay, so it's gonna run. Okay, I think I got under too, man. I really do. I can't see him doing a Travis Kelsey and what's the chick's name? The white girl,
Yeah, the singer. Yeah.
the singer. Yeah, I can't see them all hugged up. She's over in the bleachers. Oh, Clay, you know, no, it's just not happening. It's just not happening. You know, so it'd be lucky for him if they get past 6 months. That's cool. Okay, so RG3, who hates Angel Reese, you know, RG3 calls his wife Milk. He got, you know, of course, he got a lily white wife.
Right.
You know, and he calls her Milk. I mean, RG3, you know, this guy called him a cornball years ago, right? Because RG3, when they said, well, you're going to be one of the greatest, could be one of the greatest black quarterbacks out there, he says, I don't want to be a great black quarterback. I just want to be a great quarterback. Mm-hmm. And he got coined the phrase, he's a cornball, because he act like being black is less than, right? And so he has this boner, man, out for Angel Reese. And so Ryan Clark came after him twice, you know, and the second time was with the monkey picture, because RG3 just kind of reposted the monkey picture and said a whole bunch of bullshit while the picture was up there. And nobody else really wants to show it to give any juice to it, right? And so Shaq comes out and says this.
RG3, tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese and punch you in your fucking face. Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job, you got your podcast, leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. Fucking stop it. That's the last time. Okay? Thank you.
You sound like a hitman.
Yeah, so, you know, listen, man, what do you think about that, man? Yeah.
Hey, well, I admire Shaq for that, you know.
Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, sometimes you need that big brother, somebody to come in and just handle stuff for you, right? Therefore, you don't have to respond. Like he said, he told her not to respond. So I got this covered for you. So I like that.
Well, what about the angle that who is he saying my Angel Reese?
Yeah,
I know, you know, or I told her. Why did everybody have to know? I told her not to respond. You know, like he's inserting himself in there. Now, I think he does have a relationship with Angel Reese from the standpoint of the big brother, you know, little sister. He was on her podcast. And really, her podcast was just getting started. To have a guy like Shaq on there is a pretty big deal. You know?
Well, you know, they have a link with LSU, though, right? They both.
They have a link with LSU.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of a fraternity of sorts, you know. Yeah,
I agree with that too. That part of it. That's
Yeah.
right. They got the link with LSU.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, Shaq is the big teddy bear kind of guy. So, but I don't know how. But you got to also put this in the backdrop of the newfangled woman and shit, saying, well, you know, I don't belong to anybody.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't my husband. You ain't. She's not going to say that, by the way. But I can almost hear a whole bunch of cackling hens in her ear. What do you mean? What does he mean by my Angel Reese?
Right.
What are you going to say about that? Now, but the other thing is, do we think RG3 is going to respond to Shaq, tell him I'm going to punch you in your effing face?
I think that RG3 can't help himself. You know, so I think that he'll kind of take heed to Shaq's comments, but somehow he'll stumble over himself and make a comment about it. You know, he just can't help himself. You know,
I agree. Yeah, you're probably right. He really can't help himself.
Yeah.
But it should be interesting to see if he's going to stand up to a man who says right out front, "I'm gonna punch you in your face." So the thing continues, man. And, sports is
Yeah.
crazy. I
But
miss.
the thing about when you say something like that, like Shaq said, I mean, it's fine. He kind of means it in jest, right? But let's say RG3 does come out in the next few days and says something else about Angel Reese. What's Shaq gonna do? You know,
Is he
what's he
going to
really
hunt him
gonna do?
down? Is he
You
going to
know?
hunt him down and say, "You know
Yeah,
what? It's time for me to go kick your butt"?
right, right. So, that's the thing. You got to be careful when you make those types of threats that you got to, ultimately be able to follow through with it.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we'll see how that plays out. I mean, we
Yeah.
might not hear nothing else about it, But if RG3 first of all, if RG3 comes out with another hit piece against Angel Reese, because Shaq said that,
Uh-huh.
then I mean, what kind of credibility does he have left? I mean, she's playing the best basketball of her career right now.
Yeah.
I mean, she's on fire, man.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
she actually looked like she could play the game. Somebody got to her. She says, maybe when she's off camera, she's actually practicing. Because she looked good in the last few games. I mean, I've seen a lot of highlights. I said, man, is that Angel Reese? Is the same one?
Yeah.
Shoot.
I'll have to pull up some highlights and check it out just to
If
see.
you look at nine straight games from the bad start she had, she's on a
Mhm.
9-game double streak with at least 5 assists.
Hmm.
With
Yeah.
at least 5 assists.
Yeah. So that's playing. That's playing.
Yeah. She had a triple double. I think she had a triple double too.
Yeah.
In that. So yeah, I mean, nobody in that. They said, well, they coming up with all kinds of new records and they're making up records and shit. Oh, you're the first person that had a toenail and a hangnail at the same time. Just making shit up, man, as they
Yeah.
go.
It's crazy how they come up with this type of stuff, man.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I said, let's just take the grain of salt. The truth of the matter is, no matter how you slice it, there's more eyes on the WNBA than ever before.
Yeah.
Which, if you have to say it, is actually a good thing, for the ladies,
No,
So
it definitely is, and they're getting some notoriety, and it's good that they've had the infusion of Clark and the other
they got a
players.
couple more. They got Juju coming out. There's
Yeah.
a couple other white girls in there, white
Mhm.
women, who I believe are of the heterosexual persuasion.
Mhm.
Also in there. One came out and she proved that she was a stag, though. Draft night, nobody knew it, but she was a stag because her girlfriend was there with her. But she was cute, but she ain't batting for the natural side. Anyway, the last one is Bradley Beal, and I misspelled it. Bradley Beal gets traded to the Clippers. Is it going to make any difference whatsoever for those guys?
Oh, I see. I missed that. I didn't realize Beal got
Yep.
traded, and he had a no trade clause. I remember that
Well,
because
obviously he wanted to leave. He was
yeah,
completely ineffective on the team.
yeah, he was like sixth man there for the last half of the season or something like that. So, but to your question, is it going to make any difference with the Clippers? No, no,
Thank you.
unfortunately.
Thank you. I just that they're in like this perpetual stuck mode.
Mhm.
Because the time for them to get unstuck came and went, and they didn't succeed. And especially because one, my man Kawhi, I think he had a pretty decent season last year, health wise, but it's another year, and the people he was supposed to bring it home with are gone, right?
Right.
My man,
Paul
he
George.
completely fell off the rails,
Hmm.
right? I mean, he's completely ineffective where he went,
Yeah.
So, and I just don't see where they're gonna. So I don't think Beal, man. I don't know what he got left. I know he's a strict shooter, but he's also older, man. He's got to be in the mid-30s.
Yeah,
somewhere in the low, though, at least 33, right? Something like that.
yeah, because he came out pretty early, like after one season at Florida, so he came
How
out like
old is
19,
Bradley
20.
Beal?
But yeah, he's got to
He's,
be
he's, he's 32.
32. Okay, so
Yeah.
he that's still up there though. I mean,
But he's an old 32 because he's been in the league a long
yeah,
time.
for a long time. Yeah, got a lot
You
of
know,
mileage on him.
you got a lot
Yeah.
of mileage on him, and he's been
Yeah.
hurt. He was hurt. He was hurt for a while, and he
Mhm.
got hurt a couple of times. Got hurt before he left the, the Wizards. He's got. I
Yep.
mean, he's got a lot of miles on him and a
Mhm.
baggage, and a lot of unrealized expectations.
Yeah, I
You know,
think unfortunately any team with James Harden and I liked James Harden's game when he was with OKC. Back
right?
in his first, second, third year, he was sixth man coming off the bench, and but his game has just evolved into a lot of dribbling and a lot of 3-point shots.
And a lot of no shows in clutch time. And when it's clutch time.
Correct. So how is that going to mesh with Beal and Kawhi and
I don't know. I mean, and it's funny. It's not like these guys have taken a step back from their social life either.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Their social lives have like, okay, I'm a little bit more mature now, and maybe I should focus on no. Only
Yeah.
one who I think is grounded is Kawhi Leonard. He's grounded, but like the beard is still bearding, right? I don't think he's not married. And as far as I know, I don't even know if he has children.
Yeah, no, I've not heard much about his personal life and his family life.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any beef against these guys not having children. I'm only saying that from a standpoint where you have something that you need to be responsible for.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
So he's not. He won't have that. Much less a woman. So I mean, he might have women, but he doesn't have anything to keep him grounded.
Yeah,
Correct. And I think in some of these guys, it's a conversation that some of these guys will have their heads on straight early, like Steph Curry. He was grounded very early.
Mm-hmm.
Grounded.
Yeah, he got married early. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it makes a difference. If you stay single a long time, all that money's rolling in. And from, you don't have to be a sleuth to know, man, the groupies are always around the NBA players.
Right.
They're just there like in droves, man. I mean, it's, oh, man, shoot. Anyway, so, yeah, that was my third question. I don't think he's going to make that much of a difference. Be nice to. I think Dallas, last week I had Dallas up there, man. They got a bomb squad going into this next year coming up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
If Kyrie comes back, hopefully, in January or something like that, they're going to have a good squad.
They got a pretty good squad. And not to mention, we got to say, Jason Kidd is a better than average coach.
He is.
Yeah, Jason Kidd is a really decent coach, man.
Yeah, the Knicks were trying to get him, right? The Knicks were trying to get him to.
Yeah, I'm not letting you talk to my guy. They were trying to get the guys under contract. He said, "Can we talk to your guy?" No.
Right. Well, you give me 3 number 1 picks, and maybe I'll think about it.
But you know why the Knicks can't do that? Because they gave all the number 1 picks away for this middling guy.
Yeah.
I forgot the guy's name, man. They gave up. They don't have no number 1 draft choices until I think 2028 or 2029.
Yeah, I can believe it.
I mean, I think the Knicks are going to take a major step back next year.
So you don't think Mike Brown is going to be able to get him?
This is his 20th team. Didn't he coach every team in the NBA?
Yeah, he was coaching in Sacramento for a year and a half.
The guy coached everybody. He coached the Lakers. He coached Cleveland. He coached.
Yeah.
Who hasn't he coached?
Yeah, that's true. He has jumped around. So
he's like a video vixen. I mean, how come Mark Jackson can't get a shot? Just because you don't like gays? Is that enough to keep him out of the NBA?
Yeah,
nobody wants to say it. You know, everybody keeps bouncing around his religious views and
Yeah,
the bottom line.
he
Yeah,
actually would have been ideal for the Knicks, right? I mean, being a New Yorker and
absolutely.
St. John's, and yeah.
Well, let me tell you this: has the NBA's broadcasting got any better since they fired him and Van Gundy and Breen?
Oh,
They haven't
I
come
like.
close to those guys.
Yeah, that team was great. You know, especially Van Gundy. You know, he was entertaining. You know,
They
he
haven't
was
come close to that trio,
no,
man.
no.
You know, not
Mm.
at all, man. Especially he coined his phrase, "Hand down, man down." You know, come on.
But you know who the villain in all of that was? It
Ooh,
was Doc Rivers, because they fired those two guys
okay,
because they wanted to get Doc Rivers in. You know, Doc Rivers had been fired from I can't remember the last coaching job he had, Philadelphia. He'd been
okay,
fired from Philadelphia, and I guess the other two guys' coaching contracts or not coaching, but their announcement contracts
right. Times was
were up,
right.
and they said, "Okay, we're going to bring in Doc Rivers." Doc Rivers takes the job, and then 10 games into it, I'm gonna go back to coaching in Milwaukee. You know, so those guys were left without a job because of Doc Rivers.
Ain't that something? Now, listen,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Anyway, but things have to go on. I got my boxing schedule up here. Shakur Stevenson, fought this guy William Zapata. I don't like Shakur's game at all. I really don't. But I mean his boxing game. But he won by a unanimous decision. Pacquiao's coming back, and so I mean I follow boxing, and some of it if it's free, I catch it on replay or whatever. But some guys I still follow. So I know a lot of people don't like boxing that much, but some of these fights are pretty good. Stevenson's supposed to be an upcoming guy, but I'm really not impressed with his game. He's got a lot. He's a better than average boxer, but he doesn't have any real power, and so he hasn't fought anybody who can actually knock him out. Where he has to be on, he has to make the guy honest.
Let's see, Stevenson. The only Stevenson boxer I remember was
Uh,
Teofilo.
Damn,
Remember
yeah.
that?
That was like 800 years ago, man.
Yeah. So that's not his grandson, is it?
No, this guy's full American, man. Everybody's still figuring out how the hell this guy's last name is Stevenson. He's from Cuba.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Teofilo Stevenson being a pretty good boxer,
Yeah,
because that's
he
when
only.
I followed it back 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah. Oh,
You know,
he dominated the heavyweights in.
yeah,
He
he
has
did.
he probably had like maybe 4 gold medals.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yep, yep. And he beat up Spinks in the end. I think that was the
Hmm.
last time I saw him. But I think he only had a drink of
It was
water.
Michael Speaks, right? Or Leon Michael.
It was either I thought it was I thought it was Leon because Leon was a heavyweight. Michael was
Yeah.
But he only had a drink of. I think he actually got a drink of water as a pro
Hmm.
because if I think he had to get some special dispensation from Castro or some shit like that.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And that's
anyway,
when boxing was boxing, Rich, man. That's when it was real back then, man.
oh
Now,
yeah, it was real, man. Some of the, that's why I'm still in the game, man. I do cherry pick, and every so often you'll get a fighter that you want to glam onto. Like I'm glammed onto this Japanese fighter called Inoue. This guy Nue Inoue, man. He's too small. He's a small guy, so I think it's best he can get up to is 130. And that's the tip of where you can actually get big fights that people pay money for. This guy, they call him the monster.
mhm.
And usually guys hit each other a lot, but nobody gets knocked out. He's putting guys to sleep. Right? He got heavy hands. So but he can't get up there. So like Stevenson is at a lightweight. I think lightweight is 135.
Okay.
Yeah, well, lightweight's at 135. Junior welterweight is 140. And welterweight's at 147. So Stevenson's fighting at a lightweight. And so that's one. And so if he got up to Stevenson That would be a fight I might pay pay-per-view to see. But he'd have to put on 5 pounds. And when your fight time comes, Stevenson will probably be like 140 hydrated. He'd probably still only be like 130, at best 135. So he'd be visibly smaller. So I don't know, but I'd pay to see that. I think he'd knock Stevenson out. Personally. I think that's what I would see. Yeah. Anyway, but a lot of people like Stevenson. I just don't appreciate his game. I know he's a good boxer, but I think he needs to be able to hurt people. Anyway, other than that, man, that was it, man. So I tell people hit the like button and all that. You hit my new channel, and listen, I know you're here for a second. Let me end the show.
All right.
So we're all. And thanks for anybody who's listening out there. Hit that like button. Anyway.